just out for a cruise, playing around with the car a little bit. Yeah, it's a Sunday afternoon. Actually, it's still morning, 11:15. I'm just out going through the gears, going around a little bit. It's a beautiful day out here, so I figured I'd take the car out for a cruise. I guess people think I'm like crazy or something. I'm not even like really going through the gears hard, honestly. I think that was like 6,000 RPM shifts. But I'm more like out taking turns and, you know what I mean? I'm trying to take some turns and, you know, handle some bends with the car, see how she feels. I've pretty much, fingers crossed, so far I've got my third gear lockout sorted. I've been nailing them since I did the braided clutch line and the steered supply line and all that. So I'm happy right now. The car's running great. Still not tuned. Still all stock besides the, you know, the X pipe and the axle back. Other than that, I got the catch can. I haven't really done anything in this car except for like supporting mods. I haven't done anything to really, any kind of power adders anyway. I'm just not there right now. I'm not ready to deal with having the car tuned and all that stuff and everything that comes with that. And for those who know, they know. Some people look at it like it's not a big deal, it's a simple process, but you know, when your car starts popping up random check engine lights and stuff like that that you don't want to see on your dash, and then you gotta call the tuner back or actually email the tuner back and go through all that kind of, I'm just not ready for that is what I mean by not ready for that. Would I like to have another, you know, 200-300 more horsepower? I would love to take this car right to 700 wheel. Like, that's my optimum number for an MT82 in my belief. Like, anything past that, you're talking about breaking your transmission all the time. You want to try and keep your torque at around like 520, no more than 550 in an MT82 manual. You just don't want to go over that unless you're planning on getting a built one or paying for a built one later on down the road, which you probably will have to do that anyway eventually if you take it up to 700 wheel. So, but you can get away with, if you get the right clutch, you can get away with, you know, 528 torque, 700 wheel, 680, 690 wheel with the MT82 and be just fine. Depending on how you drive it too. Of course, you're going to want to, you know, go with a short throw shifter, probably a Barton or MGW, whatever floats your boat. Me, it would be the Barton. I like the But the only thing I didn't really care for about the Gen 3s is you hear a lot of ticking from them, and some people call it coyote tick, and there is a such thing as a real coyote tick, but a lot of times people mistake the injector ticking for coyote tick. And when you have 16 injectors, there's going to be one or two that you're going to hear from time to time. So yeah, that's one of the things I didn't like about the Gen 3s too much. I mean, I love all the Mustangs, don't get me wrong, all the Coyotes, man, from Gen 1 to Gen, you know, 3, they're all great. But like if I ever like blew up my bottom end or something like that, I would obviously probably get a Gen 3 bottom end, go 12-1, but just keep I'd go 3-2-2, you know, for my setup probably. But I think I'm okay. Gen 2 bottom ends tend to be strong. They hold up to 1,000 wheel too. You'll float your head. You'll float your head before you'll blow your Gen 2 bottom. I would think anyway. You probably have trouble with your head studs before you have trouble with your Gen 2 bottom end. Gen 2 bottom end's got a really nice crank, really smooth. It's pretty much similar, you know, to Roadrunner crank, from what I understand, what Ford states anyway. So yeah, I'm just out cruising around. That catch can get so hot though, I had to put some heat. I keep getting off track. That catch can get so hot though, and I had to put this heat wrap around it. I tried using like a foil heat tape, and you know, the first couple weeks I felt it seemed okay, like nothing seemed melted or anything like that, but I just made me feel a little nervous about like long rides, going on any kind of long rides with the car and not having it protected properly. So I'll show you guys in a minute what I'm talking about. Hey everybody, so this is what I want to show you guys about the sensor. So right here, over here on the campsite, I'm not sure. I'm going to Google, I guess, just so I can be positive. But I'm pretty sure these are for the variable cam timing, some type of speed sensors here. And the wiring goes right in front of the catch can here, and the catch can was pressing right up against this bottom line here. It splits off into two. If you come and look around the other side here, it comes around. So what I did is I found this on Amazon, this heat wrap. I already put, like, you can see I put like a foil wrap around it, and it was kind of doing the trick, but I didn't really feel too good about it. So what I did was I ordered this stuff, and you're able to cut it with scissors and just, you know, wrap it around the line and get it into position. You can see I got it wrapped around the line, and it velcros. You see how it's like a velcro right on there, and you see how I have it in between the can. But this can, I can't keep my hand on that right now. That'll totally like melt my skin. That's how hot this thing gets. So it didn't feel good, like having my, you know, these lines right up against this. I believe they are for the cams, man. If not, there's some, either, you know, I don't think they're the knock sensors at all. The knock sensors would be like more further in. But yeah, I think there's some kind of speed sensors for the variable cam timing. But anyway, I popped this off. I've had this on now for about 350 miles, maybe 400 miles on the car. And I drained it. It wasn't that full, but it did have, like, you know, a good amount across the bottom of the can. I dumped it out, sprayed it out with a little brake fluid, cleaned it up, you know what I mean, the inside of it, and then put it back on. But I mean, American Muscle, Lethal Performance, these J&L catch cans, they've been selling these. People have been selling these for a long time. They've been out. They've been 12 years, 13 years now. People have been selling them because they have, you know, they have them for the 18s and up, and they have them for the 11 to 14s, and they have them for the 15 to 17s. This is the one for the 15 to 17. Mine's the 2017 Gen 2, which I'm totally happy about. Like, this is what I was after. I didn't really know it until I started investigating, and then, you know, I figured out what the differences were between the Gen 3 and the Gen 2. Gen 3, probably, you know, arguably the bottom end on that is probably a little more stout, but the 12 to 1 compression is what makes them a little bit like, well, the early models anyway, the 18s and 19s, they would have like cylinder 8 ring land issues and stuff like that, but after I think like 20 on, they got that all sorted out for the most part. And some people didn't even have that problem on their Gen 3, so I'm not saying like they all had it, but you know, it was a known issue. But the Gen 2, I just wanted the Gen 2, 11-1 compression, port injection, keep it simple, you know, no DI. I've had direct injection cars. I really don't care for it. I've seen what it does to your valves. Just after like 50,000 miles, like the inside of your motor looks all caked up. It's just crazy what direct injection does. If you don't have port backing it up anyway, Ford was smart that do the DIM port on their Gen 3, so it would keep their valves a little cleaner, but you still gotta do catch cans. You still gotta do a catch can. On the Gen 3s especially, you gotta do a left side and a right side catch can on the Gen 3s. I would recommend anyway. But